Alright, so we got an exciting video for you all today. So today we're taking a look at this MilePop 1 electric pit bike. I mean, these bikes are getting better and better and cheaper. This thing is pretty ridiculous. Alright, so let's start off with the powertrain. So this thing's rocking a 3,000 watt center drive motor there. So it's direct drive, there's no belt or anything like that. It's just a chain that goes directly to the sprocket. It does have a kind of a small front sprocket and a larger rear sprocket, which amounts to a good amount of torque, which we're going to see in a second here. That's combined with a 48 volt 25 amp hour battery. So a 25 amp hour battery at 48 volts with a center drive motor for $12.99. Price point is pretty crazy. But let's get into the speed and acceleration test. All right, this thing has 3 levels of power assist, or 3 levels of power. So let's start from mode 1. Whoa, jeez, this thing's torquey. It actually is pretty dang torquey. It's like 14 miles an hour, 15. Bump that up to mode 2. Whoa. 21, it looks like. Alright, now let's bump it up to mode 3. Whoop. Wow. Every time you increase the power, it does bump it up pretty significantly. So 29, 30. 31. Looks like it's actually limited at 31. I feel like we get a little bit more juice out of it. It does come with a wire that kind of hangs out right there, possibly for a Bluetooth dongle. I wonder if we can get in there and actually change that up a bit. Whatever, but this thing has a lot of torque. Oh yeah, wow, the acceleration is good on this thing. For a 48 volt bike, having those center drive motors makes a lot of difference for torque. So now we're going up a hill, kind of steep. Oh, it's just taking this hill at 29 miles an hour. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of torque. Feels really fast for this tiny little bike, man. This thing is fun as heck. Wow. I can't believe this thing's $1,300. Look at it, 31 miles an hour all day. But it's limited at 31 miles an hour. It's got more in there to give. Definitely. Oh, yeah. The acceleration's really fun, too. I feel like I could power wheelie this with my butt on there. 275 pounds. I'm pretty sure I could power wheelie this. Ooh, the brakes are good too. But we'll test those in a little bit. Oh, you know, the power kind of surprises me a little bit because you don't really expect it. And it comes on, it hits pretty hard. Let's see, how's this thing handle? It feels really, oh my God, come on. Being limited by these cars. That's very nimble. You gotta hang on when you hit that accelerator. It's fun. Man, I really wish I could rip like on these golf courses, but I can't. I'll get in trouble. Look at a little Ferrari over there. Wow. Look at me, I'm freaking hauling. And the suspension actually feels pretty good, even though I'm a big fat guy on here. This tiny little bike, it doesn't feel bad at all. I'm not bottoming him out at all. Now there's a really steep hill about a mile down this road, so I think I'm gonna head over there and see how it feels going up that. Because I hit that hill over here, it went 29 miles an hour. That's really good with me on it. Dude, this thing is so fun. And I like it, like it's only a 48 volt. Like I have other pit bikes, you know, one of them will go like 65 miles an hour. It's an absolute monster. You hit the throttle too much, you're gonna flip it easy. Having something like this, you get like that rush of having that nice fast acceleration. You know, you can feel the torque, but you're not gonna get in too much trouble. You know what I mean? It only goes 31 miles an hour, but it's super fun. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite bikes I've reviewed in a long time. It actually could be the favorite bike I've gotten to, because companies are sending me bikes now, too many bikes, more than I can have time to review. It's kind of interesting, you know, because I started this channel, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something like that, And this was my goal, man. I wanted to be a review channel. I wanted, to get a bunch of free cool bikes and stuff like that and be able to review them and stuff. And then you put all your effort in, you work hard, and then all of a sudden it just starts happening. It's like, holy crap. Now I'm getting like literally more than, like, in the last, I want to say 3 weeks, I've gotten 7. It's just getting out of control. Anyways, back to this. This thing is so freaking fun, man. Yeah, you can just bomb around all day on this thing. So yeah, the acceleration is fantastic. Top speed, I mean, it's perfect for this little thing. I feel like I'm hauling butt going 31 miles an hour. Alright, so here we got some hills. So this hill coming up right here, it's pretty steep. I know it's really hard for you guys to tell, but let's see how well it does going up it. 29, 30, 29. No friggin' problem. That's awesome. Now going downhill, let's see if I can get past 31. Yeah, that's how you know it's limited, because it's cutting power, so it can't go past 31 miles an hour. So this thing does have more to give, for sure. Here, let's go over here and check out the marina and the little yacht club over here, see what's going on. Maybe I can get up here and ride and just kind of test out the suspension a little bit. This neighborhood has a really strict HOA. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm brand new. Hauling butt, man. Let's see where we're at with our voltage now. 52 volts. I've been just ripping this thing. Let's see, how many miles have I gone? Not very many, just like 3 miles, ripping it, and I still have 52 volts. That's good. Oh man, I wanted to go over there, but there's a little spot where you can get right up on the water over there, but there's someone working there. I don't want them to kick me out. It's funny because this is a gated neighborhood, and there's gated neighborhoods within the gated neighborhood. Freaking go. Uphill again. This one's, it's not so super steep, but hauling up this hill at 30 miles an hour. Jeez, I could ride this freaking thing all day long. This is so fun. Again, $1,300 right now. Link in the description. There might be a discount code down there for you. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, thoroughly impressed on the performance. So it does come with these really beefy dual piston moto style brakes on fairly thick rotors there. These brakes are very good for this size bike. You see this kind of brakes on bigger, let's see, almost like the Sur-Ron Ultra or something like that. Even like the Sur-Rons come with the mountain bike brakes, but same setup on the front and the rear. I'm not 100% certain what the size of those rotors are, but they are pretty big and thick. But let's do a brake test and see how they perform. These brakes are ridiculous too. They bite. Alright, here we go. Back up another hill. It's kind of hard to do a brake test because it's got these knobbies on it, so they're just gonna slide. And I can already tell, the brakes, they bite hard. Those are really good brakes for a size bike. How'd they fit all this performance into a bike this cheap? That's kind of crazy. Now, I can tell you, going over some of these bumps, that the suspension could be a little better, but for the price point, they're good. I'm totally happy. I haven't bottomed out once. It is like a little jarring a little bit going over some of the bumps, but I might just need to adjust them too. That rear shock is adjustable, the front forks are not. Oh yeah, brakes are really good. So let's find somewhere where I can get up to about 20 and then just hit like an emergency stop type situation. But on the way there, let's talk about the assembly a little bit. It comes in a metal crate inside of a cardboard box. It's mostly assembled when you get it. You got to put like the front wheel on. You got to put the fender on. The handlebars, you got to stick them on. You got to put this light on. And then the chain guard. And I think that's it. Once I got it out of the metal crate, I think it took me like maybe 40 minutes to put together. Not much at all. I don't even think you would need to soup this up. I think it's perfectly fine the way it is. Just for like bombing around your neighborhood, if you got a couple of little off-road bits, by your house somewhere, you can pretty much, this thing's powerful enough and fun enough where you actually don't really need any more. I don't Like, I'm not jonesing for more power. I'm not like feeling like, oh man, I wish I had just a little bit more. I'm totally satisfied. Here, let's slow down a little bit and then we'll hit the brakes. I usually like to do it around 20 miles an hour. Oh yeah. The brakes are too good. They're great. They're just going to slide out every time. And the brake levers are your standard quarter brake levers, nothing special, but they work. You got pretty good sized reservoirs here, and it says DOT on them. Doesn't say what kind of DOT, but DOT brake fluid. So it does have non-adjustable front forks here. And you got your rear shock. I mean, they're both on the softer side, but even for me at my weight, they do pretty good. Let's see if we can't find somewhere to do a quick off-road test and see how they feel. You know, I just don't see anywhere where I can actually do any like off-road type testing, you know? Go back to over there by where the marina was and just kind of hit off that little side section, see how it feels, but probably bumpy enough there to get a good feel for the suspension. Here, let's just go up here and see how it feels. This is the best we're going to do for off-road, guys, sorry. But we do have some roots. Ah, feels pretty good. Let's see if I bottom out on anything. I mean, there's not anything I can really see bottom out on, though. Took those roots just fine. Yeah, suspension's good here. There's a bunch of roots right here. Well, I mean, the suspension really, it does its job. You know what I mean? It's not super high end or anything. They're a little bit soft, but hell, works. Yeah, all in all, guys, I really like this bike a lot. I highly recommend it. For $1,300, if you're looking for like something really fun, torquey little pit bike, I mean, there's other ones out there that are probably just as fun, but they're not as cheap, that's for sure. Yeah, when I get back to the house here, well, that's one thing I haven't talked about yet is range. So a 48 volt 25 amp hour battery. I mean, like it really depends on how you're riding. In mode 1, I think they said 35 to 40 miles, I believe, was the claimed range for someone that's about 150 pounds. And I can definitely see that being accurate, maybe even understated if you're in mode 1. So if you're 150 pounds in mode 1, definitely I think you could probably get 40 miles out of it. But, you know, if you're someone like me who's heavy and you're riding at full power mode the whole time and just ripping, I would say, well, let's see what kind of voltage we have when we get back to the house here. This thing is so friggin' fun. Let's go. Alright, let's see what we got here. So it's at 48.9 volts, and how far have we gone? So saying we got about 9.2 miles. Is that the trip? That's odometer, time, trip. Yeah, 9.2 miles. And we've went from, on a 48 volt e-bike, what is half charge? What voltage? So 49 volts is about half charge. So we went 9 point something. So 9.2. Yeah, actually you're probably looking at 18 to 20 miles if you're ripping it in full power mode the whole time and you're a big fat guy. So yeah, good range, very good range. So as far as ergonomics, you can see the bars, looks like they got about a 3-inch rise there. There's not a whole lot of space between the handlebars and the small pegs that the bike comes with, but this is a pit bike, you know, it's kind of made for kids. That being said, here are my general ergonomic impressions. Alright, I'm on my way to try to find this park. It's supposed to be like a lakefront park where I kind of want to do my filming. You know how like I'm kind of going over the bike in person and then out riding. That's my backyard right there. You know, I don't know. It's kind of weird because people keep rolling up and they're golfing. So I guess I feel a little insecure about filming right there. So I want to see if maybe if this park over here would be a better spot to do it. But while we're there, let's talk about ergonomics a little bit. Well, this is a pit bike, right? So it's pretty small. You know, it's kid size. So an adult's going to be kind of squished on it. And I am a little squished on it, but I'm definitely not uncomfortable. But you do have that little lift, 3-inch lift in the bars. My arms are on the right end, or almost at a 90-degree angle. So as far as my upper body, it's very comfortable. The handlebars just kind of sit sort of in a natural sort of spot. All right, so this should take me to a park. I don't know if you've been watching my videos, but every video I've kind of complained that I haven't seen a deer yet. I finally saw a deer outside of my window at my house, a little baby deer running through the golf course. All right, well, this isn't much of a park. It's just kind of like some grass. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird filming here too. My legs are a little bit higher up, you know, because the space between the handlebars and the pegs is a little cramped. I mean, for me, for a kid, it's going to be perfectly fine. Okay, I'm going up a steep hill again. This is actually maybe the steepest hill I've gone up so far. Getting some voltage sag, going down to 47 volts, 27 miles an hour on that thing, and that thing was the steepest yet. So this thing has a lot of torque. Takes hills great. So the wheel sizes are 12 in the rear and 14 in the front. And it comes with these knobby tires, but they're not super knobby. They're maybe like a 70-30 off-road bias tires, but you can definitely ride these on the road. And you got a nice big plastic fender in the front here. You got this fender goes pretty far back. Should be pretty well protected from the mud and water. And you also got a mud flap down here. I do like the design of the kickstand. It's got this little arm that comes out. Makes it easier for you to put it down, pick it up. So you do have a front headlight. And these are just a running light, so those are always on. There's a little switch in the front here to turn it on. That is actually really bright, so you'll be able to see very well at night. And you got your horn. There's kind of a delay when you press a button, but it's pretty loud. You do have a full throttle here, and then let's take a look at the display here really quick. So there's supposed to be a charge state on here, but for some reason I don't have one. I don't know why. But you do have, the way you scroll through the different settings down here is you just tap the power button. So it has the voltage. So it's fully charged at 55 volts. So you can use this to determine your state of charge. And then to change to power mode, you just use up and down arrows. So it starts at 0. At 0, the throttle does nothing. And then you got 3 levels of power assist, 3 being the highest. Another kind of interesting thing about the bike is it's got this little button right here. And there's a speaker right back here. So you can press this button and you get a fake combustion motor sound. And then when you twist the throttle, it makes more noise. Oops, let me put it in 0 gear. I almost took off on Mary there. I mean, I prefer the bikes to be silent. That's why a lot of people get electric bikes, because you want to be quiet, you don't want to bother people. But yeah, if you want to have the motor sound, you can turn that on. All in all, it's a pretty sweet little bike, and for $1,300, man, you can't really beat the price on it. And with this center drive motor here, I'm almost certain you can tune this thing if you wanted to get a digital controller, maybe a higher voltage battery. I'm pretty sure that motor can take a lot more power going through it than 3,000 watts. All right, well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching to the end. You know I appreciate it. There's probably going to be a link and maybe a little discount code there in the description. If you're interested in this thing, use my link. It helps out my channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.